On this episode of A Brighter Bree, please do not attempt to adjust your volume. There will be moments in this episode where some audio was removed. My guest and I both agree that those subjects should be removed as we stand in solidarity with our fellow actors and writers who are currently on strike. With that being said, networks, pay them people their money already, okay? Y'all ready to catch up? In this episode, I talked to the beautiful Meggie Chérilus about her journey as an actress, and she's still on her journey. So just continue to watch the episode. Don't click off right now. Okay. So here's the episode. Oh, and we ran into some issues. Child. Meggie is so patient. I'm so thankful for her because we actually recorded this whole interview, y'all. Well, excuse me. We talked for a whole interview, and a beautiful, intelligent, talented, charming human named Bree did not hit record. Y'all don't judge me, okay? I am new to this. I am going to make some simple behind mistakes, but we learn, we grow, we learn from them, you know? So I am so thankful that this happened with Meggie, with her patient self. Continue to watch the episode and learn about her and her journey because I am so thankful for this beautiful woman. Enjoy the interview with Miss Meggie Chérilus. Oh, and if I didn't say it already, and I know I didn't, this is a continuation. So the first part of the interview is episode 3, which you should have already listened to. But if you have not listened to it yet, go back and listen to episode 3 and then listen to this episode. Okay, this is the part 2 of the interview. Part 1 is in episode 3. Go back and listen and then come back and listen to me. Okay, so pause right now and go back to episode 3 right now. All right. Nobody knows you. I'm like, I got too many beauty marks and moles. You going? Oh, that's Bree right there.
Yeah.
So that's why I couldn't do it, you know. But shout out to anybody who was able to, you know.
Right. Mm-hmm. But no, that's what I did. It was, like I said, it was not the most glamorous. It felt a little degrading sometimes because men are men, and men gonna be men, and they gonna act out on their urges and say inappropriate things and call the only black girl in the massage area the chocolate one, and you know. And you just got to eat that because you know why? Because they're paying your rent, and you have an audition tomorrow, and you have all day to do the audition tomorrow because you're not working 5 days a week. So I behoove all actors, artists, up and coming, whatever, get you something that makes you money that you don't have to commit your life to.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's great advice.
That's how I was able to survive and pay rent, and you know. Because thinking back, when I first moved to LA, I was really only working at the Hawaiian Gardens Casino, maybe 3 days out the week. And, you know, coverage was easy because the girls always wanted to get money. See, I was never a money hungry girl. I was never that girl that was like, oh, I need. No. I just need to pay rent. I just need my car note to be paid. I just need to be able to buy food. And shout out to California because, you know, food stamps and government assistance, and shout out to California.
Yeah, because that's what I had friends suggesting that to me for the longest, and I'm like, oh no, because you grow up a certain way, like like with Haitian or either Southern Black parents, it's just like it's like the pride and the ego is just like no, and it's hard. I would say in South Carolina, that's where I'm at right now. For anyone, I'll say in the South because I don't know if I want to say my exact state. In the South, sometimes it's harder to get approved for those things, but in California, they know it's struggling artists out there, so
and they just approve it.
Yes, and I didn't know that. I thought it was going to be really difficult. That was another reason why I didn't even try, you know. But everybody was like, and I mean everybody, because they was the ones suggesting it to me, like food employment. They're like, no, you have to pay your
healthcare
supplies while you're here. Exactly. Take advantage, people. If you're watching this, take advantage.
Right.
I'm sorry. I'm saying those government things are in place for a reason. Like I had people who fought in my family for us to have those abilities to survive in the meantime until you get to your next gig or your next step. You know, they're in place for a reason, people. So take advantage of that. Sorry,
absolutely.
Got on my little soapbox for a second, but yeah,
no, get on the soapbox.
We talked about LA. Go ahead.
No, I was saying just talk about it because, like, you know, there's so many starving artists out there. Why are you starving when the government?
Hello.
Why are you starving if you don't make enough to? Why are you starving if you're under the poverty line and the government is going to assist you?
Yeah.
I don't understand that part. You literally don't make enough to survive, and there are literally plans in place to help you. Unlike states like Florida and Georgia,
said, the South, they make it hard for us.
South Carolina,
yes.
They make it extremely hard for people who actually need it. Now, granted, we are, let's say you move out to California, you're an independent person. You don't need $500 worth of food stamps, but you might need $2.
Yes. Yes.
You might need $75.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. No,
so
that's
shout
real.
out to California.
Shout
out to California for that.
So we talked about, you know, because that's how we met when we were both in California, and now we're both back home. Back in the South. So
listen, everybody loved Cali.
Yes. Now, was it COVID for you, the pandemic? How'd you get?
It was 100% COVID. Yeah. So COVID happened March 16th. I remember exactly that day because in the month of March, I was moving out of my apartment anyways. Because, you know, I lived in the same Hollywood living situation like every young independent person does. You have 2 to 3 roommates. Yeah. It gets crowded, and maybe you don't like the living arrangements that you're in and you want something else. And I was at a position where I could afford to get maybe not a 1-bedroom, but I could get a studio. I could get a studio. So I was planning on getting a studio, and then COVID happened, and I was like, well, I'm moving out anyways. Let me just go back home while the world is burning down. You know, let me go be with my family and ride this out with my family as opposed to being here. Now that I done moved out of my place, where am I going to go? You know what I mean? So I came out here 2020, like everybody else. Everybody decided to move back home. They left California. Shout out to the people that are still in California.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know how you did it, but you know. So that's what brought me back to South Florida. And I've just been, you know, a bi-coastal actor ever since, to and from.
Shout out to that. Because that's my goal, to be bi-coastal, you know, because we know, like, because like the Southeast market, it's growing, you know, because we do have the Atlanta and like every family member of an actor, Tyler Perry, girl.
Just call Tyler.
Just call Tyler. We got him on the phone.
Sisters, huh? What you? Google him. You'll find it.
Isn't that funny? Every holiday, they always like, you know, you've been doing this acting thing for a while. Why you
this
just
acting thing?
Why you just won't do Tyler Perry? Oh, it's
why
not
would
that
you
simple,
Tyler
Auntie?
Perry? You got his number. You know Tyler
for real.
If you know him, then you could bypass all the agents and the casting directors. You could just talk to him and tell him to put me in it.
That Auntie. Part. Matter of fact, y'all tag him in this video so he can put both of us in his next project.
Let's go. Like, what are we waiting for, really? What's the delay, Tyler? I just don't understand. I'm sorry.
Okay, so all right, so I just, you know, y'all looking at 2 actresses here, so we're gonna go off on a tangent. Okay,
so we tangentizing.
But yeah, so you made it back to South Florida during the pandemic. Did you get straight back into audition? I mean, I know we all had that lull during the COVID. Like, okay, what are we doing? But like once things start getting up and running again.
Actually, I got the most major credits during the pandemic. I got my first HBO role during 2021, 1 year after the pandemic. I was on episodes 3 and 4.
Okay, I gotta check it out. I ain't gonna lie.
You gonna feel like me. So I got in 21. In 22, I got two great credits. I got on Tyler Perry's.
So you do have his number. Share it, girl.
I mean, it's on a call sheet, but
I'm just messing.
It's not even his number. It's his AD. Like, It's the PA. Like, it's not even him. But no, I got on Tyler Perry's season 2, episode 16. And that same year I got, it's not out yet, but it's called Jodie Turner-Smith.
Hold up, pause. Can we talk about it? Because, you know, is on strike and stuff.
Sorry.
Yeah. I'll edit that part out. Y'all know, y'all just know she said something and we editing it out because we stand in solidarity with our actors. Okay. I'm not SAG. I keep it 100 with y'all. I'm not, you know, I'm eligible, but I'm like, ooh, I'm kind of glad. I'm like,
and then, you know, we could talk about that too. The fact, you know, I don't know if we can talk about it, but, you know, you get all these SAG eligible credits. You get all these things. You do all these things. They tell you, oh, be in SAG is going to be so much profitable. But what they don't tell you is you have to make $20,000 to get any benefits.
Health insurance. Yes. That's what I heard because I ain't part of it. Yes.
And they don't, you know that how much it costs to become SAG. It's 3 stacks and dues every year. And it's like, okay, well, let me do the math. So it cost me $3,000 to join this project that I got. You know, maybe it paid for a SAG. Maybe it paid for it, right? With the check, with the amount of days that I worked. Sure, we paid off that SAG enrollment fee. But let's talk about the dues, and let's talk about the fact that I haven't gotten an audition for another major network, you know, since the last one that I did.
Yeah.
So if we're talking numbers, sorry, the numbers ain't adding up.
Yeah. But that money going somewhere. Because the network executives, they fine.
And that's why I was like, okay, if we're on strike, then are my dues on strike too? And I haven't, you know, gotten an answer from anyone. You know, granted, I didn't reach out to SAG and write an email, but it's just a matter of like, shouldn't that be information you disclose? Like, okay, we're on strike, so your SAG dues are now on a hiatus or something of the effect. But I don't want to get in trouble.
No, I don't want you to get in trouble either. But I think that's a place that everyone is in right now, whether you're SAG or you're non-SAG like me. You're like, what exactly should I be doing in this moment? You know, besides not taking gigs, posting about the strike, doing picket lines, you know, like doing mental health, doing acting classes. Like, what else do I need to do or need to know in this moment of solidarity? So I think we're all kind of like that.
Like we read every post and every publishing that they come out, and everybody posts the same 6 pages of, you know, the terms and conditions, what we wanted, what we didn't get. And everybody posting the same, you know, letter from Fran Drescher, you know, saying what you can and can't do. And if you are non-union and you decide to cross the picket line, you decide to scab, then you're going to be not allowed to join. So it's like, okay,
girl, I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
I'll make sure I ain't cross no picket lines.
Yeah, don't.
Like, I was even nervous with doing this podcast. I'm being real, because I was like, am I allowed to talk to other actors right now?
See how doing because I'm in the same case with you, because my show, Spa, Maggie's Magical Massage.
I'll be putting the link down below, guys. Make sure you check it out. Go ahead.
So my show is in its 2nd season and I'm ready to distribute it. And it's like, okay, I put it in a couple of festivals, but after the festivals are over, I want eyes to see it. It was on YouTube before. I'm going to put it on YouTube again. And I can't imagine that being crossing the picket line, because no one funded it.
Yeah.
You know, this was
it's not the major ones, because that's what I heard. I heard that as long as it's not of the major networks, that is okay. So I just want to make sure it's okay. I'm like, I'm hearing one thing, but I don't want, like you said, I don't want this to affect me in the future. I'm like, no, you did X, Y, and Z. No, like, I thought it was cool, you know?
Right. And then, like, when we think major, like, are we talking about, like, does it go for streaming platforms like YouTube and Tubi? And what if I want to put it on, like, these independent Black-owned networks? Like, are you under the major networks, the major corporations?
Because sometimes they do have like ties to, like you said, a major corporation, silent partners at that. You know, you don't know unless you're really doing your research about it. You're like, oh, Paramount own them? What?
Right. So now it's like, well, I still have every intention on putting my work out, because it's mine. It's not funded. Nobody gave me a check. Nobody gave me an endorsement. Nobody told me to do this. Nobody reviewed my script. This was my idea. that me and my team, my independently funded team, decided to do, and we're going to put it out for the world to see because it's a labor of love. And yeah, I need to watch it.
I will be watching it, guys.
Thanks, girl. So as far as like, what are we supposed to do during this time? Do what you couldn't. Do what they wasn't letting you do. Do, work with collaborators that are striking with you. Like, I can't be the one to talk about what the terms and conditions and the specifics is, but I'm sorry, if I'm not getting funded by somebody and I decided to do this, then it's mine. You have there's nothing saying that you own this, and the only way that you would have some kind of, you crossed the picket line because you posted on YouTube. Well, where else am I supposed to post it?
Yeah.
This was on YouTube before. It's on YouTube now. It's not on Amazon. It's not on Netflix. It's not on Prime. It's on my platform.
But I'm sure you're fine. I'm sure I'm fine. You know what I'm saying? So we're not even going to stress over it all. We good, y'all. We not we not supporting the big joints right now till they give us what we want. Or I say I'm not SAG.
No, but it's we.
I'm SAG. I appreciate y'all fighting right now because I know I'm gonna benefit from it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I know we talked about it the first go round when I wasn't recording.
LOL.
But I wanted to ask you again. I think I already know the answer. But was there a moment ever in your life where you like question like your pursuit of acting? Did you not want to do it? Like, maybe I shouldn't be doing this. Was there ever that moment in your life?
Well, yes, because when I was growing up and my parents, told me I had to make a transition from acting being a hobby to you need to figure out to do something practical. There was a friend that I had that wasn't as talented as me, and she basically like manipulated the situation so that I can be her best friend full time and I can go to the same school as her and I can study the same thing as her because she wanted to be a doctor. So I have to become a doctor. So with her basically hijacking my life for, we were best friends in middle school and now, we're going off to high school.
Oh, it says we're running out of time.
Oh no, let's wrap it up. So yes, that was this girl who tried to dim my light, but then I got away from her. Yeah. And throughout the entire time that, I was doing this medical thing, I still kept doing acting. I still kept performing. I still was part of a theater program. Yeah. I still did independent projects. I still did what I like to do. So I just felt that was God confirming my choices, confirming my passion, saying that, although you're doing this is still in your life and I still want you to do this. And, the Lord is not going to order your steps into something that you're not capable of doing. So
Amen.
He put acting in my life, every phase of my life. Yeah. So who am I to question, am I supposed to be doing this? Because I've been doing this,
Hello.
Okay.
So, well, the show is called A Brighter Bree, and I know sometimes openly I talk about like struggling with my confidence or moments where I felt like my light was dim. Has that moment ever happened for you? If you can give me a brief answer, because the time.
Well, being from Miami, the sun always shines, and we shine bright here. Okay. So no, because when you're from Miami, you have an aura, you have this cockiness, you have this swagger that you are the celebrity when you walk in the room. Even for example, I understood. I was Viola Davis's body double for set, and I'm not gonna act like I'm better than Viola Davis.
Viola Davis?
Yeah, V Davis. We gonna shamelessly plug her. Hi, Viola. You remember me? I was your body double for that one thing where they interviewed you. Yeah, that was me. I went to her home and I was sitting in her office space with all her accolades and all her awards surrounding me, and I just let all that greatness just soak up in me. And I introduced myself. I was very confident. I was like, "Hi, Miss Davis. My name is Meggie Chérilus. I'll be your standing today. I'm so honored to be in this space with you." And she shook my hand, and now we're best friends. And she's gonna call me to be on her next project.
Hey, there we go. Yes, we gonna claim it. Speaking. That's what I'm talking about. So you have to remind yourself, or like you said, it's in you. It's that Miami. Yeah. Was it Dade County?
Dade County.
All right. And they're Haitian, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Shout out to the Caribbean folks out there,
Absolutely.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. Say what you're gonna say.
No, I'm just saying it's a confidence, it's an aura that we have that I've always had. You know, I'm surrounded by people who think they're hot stuff. So
You got to
you
be
got to
hot
get in
stuff
where
right
you fit
along
in,
with them.
okay? You got to get in where you fit in.
Well, Meggie, thank you so much for spending all this time.
It's not a problem at all.
All this time with me today. Before we leave, please plug your socials, all your projects you have coming out, so people can tune in. Let them know where to go.
Okay, my name is Meggie Chérilus. You can follow me on Instagram at Meggums. That's MEGGUMZ _ Meggums _ You can follow my show Spa on YouTube. That's MMMSPA on YouTube. That's also on Instagram, MMMSPA _ You can watch me on Tubi. I'm in Black Clown episode Shock Jock. That's episode 4 at the 25-minute mark, because it's 2 episodes in one, so you got to fast forward to the 25-minute mark. That's my episode. So Black Clown 2, you can watch that. It's a very good story. Spa season 2 is coming out this year, so please be on the lookout for it. It's coming out sooner rather than later, and that's me.
Thank you. That's, ladies and gentlemen, that's Meggie Chérilus. Thank you so much, Meggie. Thank you guys for tuning in and watching A Brighter Bree again. And remember, don't let anybody dim your light. All right?
Ever.
All right.
Ever.
Bye, Meggie.
Bye.
Love you. Thank you so much.
Love you. Bye.
I hope you enjoyed this episode. Thank you again for coming back to A Brighter Bree.